It was a treat for our family that Dr. Winders would take us around and spend so much time with us. I mean, it was great to hear from someone that was an expert in not only the Alamo, but all of Texas history.
Somebody had sent an email to us saying they weren't necessarily so much heroes as guys that were victims of circumstance.
Well, it's a different time period. They knew that death was a probability, but that doesn't mean they had a death wish. It wasn't that we're going to stay here and die. It's we're going to stay here and hold down the fort, even if it means that they might not live. Of Travis's letter saying, come and help us, the only men that we know of that show up are from Gonzales. As the letter goes out, the big rendezvous point is going to be Gonzales because that's the closest settlement to San Antonio. But because the Gonzales 32 are already in Gonzales, they can leave ahead of time. They're the only known reinforcements that make it to the Alamo. So they've come here, they've come to help, they end up dying here.
The 32 men from Gonzales that Brad's about to find out about, I believe now he'll understand why Gonzales is so important to our family.
These are the 32.
The real names, the real ages.
There was not a family in Gonzales that wasn't impacted. They lived here, they had wives, they had sons, they had fathers, and they were willing to leave the comfort of their home, answer this call, and go into the Alamo that they knew was likely the place they were going to die.
The men of Gonzales are immortalized because this was truly a selfless act. They were not going to the Alamo to fight for their own personal liberty. They were truly laying their lives on the altar of freedom for their families and for the future of Texas.
And yet, look at their ages. Look at the age of the people. That 16 years old. Wow. I mean, that's 17 is a year younger than Trey, than your brother. 16, that's Reagan. Just imagine if that letter arrived at our home.
Did these guys actually run away? Well, how ironic to find out not only did they not run away from the Alamo, these folks are running to it.
They're running to it. They're fighting their way in.
I mean, I didn't know that people fought to get in the Alamo. If that doesn't make you immortal, I don't know what else does.
And part of the reason we like looking into these stories is to put ourselves into the story and imagine, what would I do? Would I be willing to answer that call?
Every generation probably needs to hear that call again. Are you gonna come, all you Americans? Are you gonna come and keep this liberty alive?
Definitely.
I've always liked Texas, but I didn't know why. Now I get it.